14 years, 500 million. And people will say, that's too much money. Don't be stupid. It's not your money. No one's asking you to pay it.
The Blue
Second of all,
Jays have been
14 years is
looking for
a long
someone to
time.
give that money to for so long. They've had it. It's just been burning a hole in their pocket. They're like, somebody please take our money.
Like like a kid at Toys R Us. It's like they're like, I got to get something, and it's like, I don't think you have to, and they're
Me,
like,
the
no, I have
second
to.
my Florida bet cashed, I was like, let's go. I have bandwidth.
It's so much money. I'm fine with it. There's no deferrals. There's a big signing bonus, so it doesn't all get taxed at once. 14 years is a long time, and people are
Long
like, "Oh,
time.
he's gonna be," they're like, "He's gonna be bad," and it's like, not really, not really. He's a plus four WAR player per season
He's a
right
guy that
now.
will be such a good hitter that even late in his career, if all he has to do is DH, guess what? He's still got
DH.
value.
If I told you you can have a DH that hits 25 bombs a year and hits 250, you're gonna take
Sold.
that. Like that's Justin Turner.
Sold.
That's like you know what I mean. That's what you
It's
want.
not like
And he,
Vladdy's skill set
he's a
is
first
determined
baseman.
exactly. He's not an outfielder. He's not ranging for balls. He's not a runner by any means. Like
Someone
his
tried to
skill
compare
set
him to
will
Aaron
translate.
Judge. Someone tried to compare him to Aaron Judge, and I was like, it's an unfair comparison because Judge plays the outfield. He's an outfielder, and Judge is a home run machine. Also, only likable Yankee, barely, but still. I think that it's a good deal for the Blue Jays. I think that long term it gives you, like you said, it gives you your cornerstone. Last week I talked about the three young guys that got locked up, but he's still young. He's still very young. Long term deals, no deferral. This is the opposite of those. Those were all lower money, long term. Kettle Marte's the oldest of the group. Christian Campbell locked up long term. That's a great deal for you guys.
Fantastic deal. We
That's a
want to be the
phenomenal deal.
Braves so bad, so bad.
You don't want to be the Braves. Do I need to tell you where the Braves are? Do you remember? Where do you know where the Braves? You do not want to be the Braves.
We don't want
They've
to be the
won two
Braves right
games
now,
now, though.
but we want to be the
No.
way they built their roster, the foundation of it. Lock up that
Sign
young
long
core,
term.
buy out the arbitration years, and
Just pay for it.
exactly, it's gonna
What's
be worth it.
what's an
What's that
arbitration? What's an
contract?
arbitration year worth it? Like
Exact
what's an RB year worth? What's it really worth?
more than 80 million.
Is it
Like
worth
if
is is it worth is it worth is it worth 20 million a season? Because like realistically, you go into these years. Let's look at it like how contracts are usually built. Your first one is like a low dollar value, couple of years you get in, then you get that first crack at arbitration, and you'll usually come out if you're a stud, not a super like not a. We're not talking about your like Acuna Juniors and Vladdies and um, Fernando Tatis. Like we're not like talking those guys. We're not talking Mookie or Devers or any of those guys. We're talking like the step below them. So what? They get like 7 to 14 million a year, and then by the time they get that third deal, when they're really in the arb years, it's going to be 15 to 20 million a season. Or you can pay them 80 million over 6 years now.
the most the
Just
Red
eat it.
Sox will ever be paying Christian Campbell is 13 or 14 million a year, sold, done. Kid looks like an
Easy.
absolute stud so far. Locking him up,
Looks
which
great.
I know we just talked about Vladdy's deadline and whatnot.
Yeah.
Those mean nothing apparently because Garrett Crochet was like, "I'm not going to negotiate mid-season," and then he had one start and was like, actually, I'll sign that. I'm down."
Hey, you know what talks more than anything?
Money,
Money. Money. What we've
moolah.
learned, what we've learned from the NFL, what we've learned from Major League Baseball, what we learned from the NBA is money talks more than anything. I'm DK Metcalf and I want to play somewhere warm. How
I
about
want to go to a
Pittsburgh?
contender.
How about Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh's warm. It's not warm in Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, it's not. Miles Garrett
Are there
said
any
he
palm
wanted to
trees
go
in
play for
Pittsburgh, Mr. Metcalf? You see any palm trees in Pittsburgh?
Miles Garrett penned a letter to the fans saying that he wanted to play for a contender and he was sorry, but he had to be traded. And then he signed for a bag.
A bag.
Like Vladdy
A
says,
bag.
I won't negotiate after my deadline. I want to focus on the season. And the team was like, how about half a billy? And he was like, that seems pretty reasonable. I think I'll sign that one. I mean, and people were like, why would he take that and not wait until the Mets give him an offer or, test free agency for $500 million? That's why he takes that. Don't be an idiot. What if he gets hurt halfway through the year, has 5 homers and hits like 250 with 27 hits? Who's signing him to $500 million at that point?
What was
No
Jackson
one.
Merrill's deal? 110 or 190?
Jackson Merrill's deal was significant. I think it was only 110 though.
Either way, the Red Sox
Yeah.
basically signed the exact same deal for Christian Campbell and paid $30 million less.
Yes. Yeah, it was significantly less. It is a better deal.
If that's all it takes to buy out the arbitration years on a potential star player, I'm in 9 times out of 10. Because guess what? If you're a big market team, even if that guy ends up sucking, which I don't think Campbell's going to, I don't think Merrill's going to either. I think they're both solid players. But the worst case scenario is they're not good, and you have to pay at most $13 million a year to get them off your. You know what I mean? Like it's essentially a win-win. That's an insignificant amount of money when you're a team like the Boston Red Sox.
What I've learned from watching the young talent come up in Major League Baseball is that there is absolutely value in saying, hey, I want to keep you here. And guys want to be loyal.
Yep.
They want to stay with the team. They don't want to be traded around and like playing for a bunch of different they want to stay in the organization. So I now ask the Blue Jays to figure out what they're doing with Bo Bichette now that they've got Vlad locked up. Because if they can get Bo on board with like a similar term,
way different feeling
I think that they're
about the Blue Jays as a whole if both of those guys are locked up.
if Bo signs a 10-year deal for, let's call it 250, is that worth it?
Yeah, I'd pay that.
I'd pay anywhere 300 or less for Bo at 10 years.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. If he's not, I think 250 is like perfect. That's probably exactly.
That's where I would value him because of where his career, his 2025 is off to a great start. He's hitting 314. 24 was bad. 2023 was good.
He had 3 hits
2022
yesterday
was
against
great.
us.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the guy, when he plays enough games, so 21 and 22, he played 159 games. He hit 298 and 290. That's what you're getting. You're getting a solid hitter. So I think 250 is about where I would go. I think if you can get that, you're laughing.